Hello and welcome to The Forgotten, where we try to stoke the dwindling embers of the old memory bank to cast light on those that have been engulfed by the ever-creeping darkness of time. Oh, that sounds a bit bleaker than when I read it down. We'll stick with it. Today we are looking at a game that not only time, but also the law had a hand in its obfuscation. Today, it's time to fulfill our destiny. As the back of the box puts it, some destinies are chosen, which doesn't make a lick of sense. That's not destiny, that's just a decision. You don't choose your destiny, that's the whole fucking concept. But I digress. We are looking at X-Men Destiny. Developed by Silicon Knights, published by Activision, and released in September of 2011. X-Men Destiny is an action RPG that mainly gained some degree of notoriety due to a court case between a developer and Epic Games over Silicon Knights' engine, which was used with 2 human. And as you may expect, X-Men Destiny. Why all the brouhaha? Well, here is a very reductive summary. Oi! You nicked our engine code! No, we didn't! Hey, you did! The result of this was the pulling and destruction of all unsold units of 2 human. And that one too. Oh. Was this a great loss for video game players around the world? A look at Metacritic suggests, not so much, as the PS3 360 version sits with an average of 49. But hey, sometimes even the roughest game can pull together something worthwhile. My previous, exceptionally limited experience with this game was solely from watching a video of the opening mission when the game released, and from that I have only 2 visual memories of this game. The colour grey, and punching stuff. Are these old memories accurate? Probably. They're not exactly outlandish. And actually I just realised that you'll know before I do, since this is likely backed by the game's trailer. But be they memories of desaturation or dodgy Metacritic scores, let's drop our assumptions and approach X-Men Destiny with an open mind. Why do I feel like I'm going to regret this? Oh no, my crafts, what will I do? The people trust me to grow their cars and buildings, what?
One man could have brought sense and sanity out of this chaos. But Charles Xavier is dead. Struck down when he and Magneto faced the menace called Bastion. The Professor's dream died on that day. Without him, the X-Men just fell apart.
But Mr. Summers, what about the school?
Right here, right now, the
Hang
school
on, is
is
X-Men
just a
Destiny
target
based off an
fixer.
actual story?
We'll
A note from editing. No it isn't. The willfully killed off Professor X by this moronic Batarang made man closed the academy and disbanded the X-Men in their original story. Okay.
What will it take to bring calm? Who will be the voice of reason?
I don't know, some dipshit probably.
Today, the future begins with a gesture of trust on both sides. I am
Hello,
proud
main
to
character.
stand
How do you
alongside
do?
the X-Men's leader. I would like to call upon Cyclops.
Well, there's always a first
formerly
time.
of the Xavier.
I'll speak plainly, and I'll keep it short.
He may have failed the audition for Nathan
The choice
Drake,
we all
but
face
he's not
is
letting it
peace
get him
or
down.
resistance. The apathy of the many is as destructive as the malice of the few.
Wait, why is the cat? Wait, who was that? Was that
Time we
someone?
remember that we're one people, united by our shared humanity. Your genes don't decide your destiny. You do. We all do.
And that's why he wears spandex. So, our options are dumbass, jockass, and the only choice with a design. Well, you know, it's a tough choice. Oh boy!
Mayor Sinclair, citizens of San Francisco, who have seen your city retreat into separate enclaves. Professor Xavier stood for integration and unity. Today, we honor his memory and his ideas.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll add a couple of degrees to his corpse.
We all stand together.
Oh no! The statue symbolizing the unity between mutants and non-mutants is being destroyed! Is this symbolic? Yep, just keep pretending that you're doing something worthwhile, Scott, and sure they'll believe you eventually.
You are a terrorist, Magneto! A terrorist!
Why didn't he grab both of them? Can he only take one at a time? And of course, it was totally not the villain. Oh, powers! What the fuck is density control? Do I lose and gain weight at will? Nothing represents energy projection more than some snake fireworks in action. In shadow matter. What am I looking at? Oh, the smoke! So, density, do punch good, energy, gene guns, shadow is the only cool one. Shadow it is! Wow! Who knew that the utter decimation of a city sounded so subdued?
What's happening?
It's amazing how she learned all these strikes and flips after just getting her powers a minute ago. A very short, silent, and localized earthquake. Oh, hello there, innocent bystanders out for a lovely group stroll.
Looks like we got ourselves a mutie.
What? Oh, was it my jump?
This freak out at the knees.
Hmm. They took white men can't jump very personally. Well, we have now confirmed all my memories of X-Men Destiny.
You've got it. Don't forget to breathe.
Oh, right! Yeah, I'll destroy their limited and sparse media kits in this level city. I'll show 'em. Oh no! It's a stick. Ooh, a busy stick. So fast.
No, slow. Pay attention.
Follow Quicksilver.
Go. See him? Where is he? Over there!
So fast. And you. Oh. How do I what? Oh. What? This is select, apparently.
Oh no. More
With our first proper big fight done, this game does not feel good to play. It's just unresponsive and it feels very plodding.
Oh, you think? I have a feeling that was just a warm-up event.
It's funny, cause he's ice. Oh wait. As you have in all likelihood assumed, what you see is what you get when it comes to the gameplay of X-Men Destiny. To the extent that I truly don't know what I can even say here, but let's give it a shot. Watch me prattle on for 5 minutes. It controls in a standard fashion. Light and heavy attacks where the lights string together and the heavy is used as a one-off attack or as an enter. Initially you start with only one combo enter, but unlock more as you level up your starting ability. You have a jump that feels bad, due to it momentarily locking you in place upon landing. 2 defensive measures in the form of a generous dodge and a block/parry that, again, feels bad. As with the jump, there is an unavoidable, uninterruptible time that you must block. So if you try to block but the enemy misses, as they are wont to do, and you try to capitalize on their incompetence, you instead stand there like a death stick until the game says so. Now, I do have a theory as to why this is a thing, and it's tied to the parry. The parry is a standard parry. Block at the last second. Parry. Do stuff. However, to say you must block at the last second would be disingenuous. The parry window is actually quite significant, to the point that I believe that the mandatory block is actually the parry zone. So when you hold block, you immediately enter the parry window, and if you're still holding the button down by the end of it, you'll transition over to the regular block, else you'll return to regular movement. If this is indeed the case, then this is a very shoehorned and unpleasant way to implement a parry. That is how the parry works. The final 2 systems at your disposal, if you're using the appropriate controller, are a lock-on that you'll never use, and your special attacks. Why will you never use the lock-on? Because most encounters you'll find yourself in involve large swarms of enemies surrounding you. There isn't exactly much time nor need to prioritize specific enemies. Well, outside of any ranged ones anyway. And even in one-on-one affairs, you still don't need to, because all of your attacks were designed to deal with groups of enemies. They all hit in a sweeping fashion. This goes doubly so for the specials. Well, for my character anyway. with my choices being versions of, it hits everywhere, and insert insignificant detail here. Speaking of unlocks, you of course have mutations of 3 varieties. There's not much to say about them. They're not nothing, but they're just boring. The most dramatic one being Wolverine's regeneration. Everything else is... So what of these systems in practice? It's boring, doesn't feel great, it's really quite unsatisfying. A big part of this is due to your opposition. Well, the boring side and some of the unsatisfaction in a way. They are very limited in both types and intelligence, with the majority of their combat knowledge revolving around running towards you, including those with guns. That's if they can even be bothered to fight you in the first place. It's always reassuring when even the game agrees with your disinterest. A mechanic that I didn't mention was X mode. This is an ability that's tied to your suit. It's another vacuous buff in a game that is mindlessly easy as standard. I didn't mention it because I genuinely forgot it existed. It's a mechanic that I literally never used and the game never tutorialized. The only reason I was aware of it in the first place was because I glanced at the controls and then it promptly sank into some pitfall in my mind, only to resurface in the editing process. Now you may say, Arebuckle, it's clearly written in some suit descriptions, and that would be correct, but for whatever reason, the fact that X mode was something I had to instigate just disappeared, and I read X mode as some kind of passive buff. Anyway, I felt that I should just mention it, so there you go.
He set up the X-Men in the first place, didn't he?
He was the most powerful telepath the world had ever seen. He found us, and he brought us together.
How did he die?
The same way he lived.
Sat down.
Fighting for peace.
Who's Bastion?
A robot. Kind of. Most of him, anyway. He came from the future on a mission to wipe out mutants.
Where is he now?
He scattered debris. He lost that fight.
We're only bringing him up in detail for a laugh.
Okay. Better keep going.
Other mutants are trying to find a way
Are
out
you
for us
waiting
all.
this whole time?
Hang in there.
Get to the bridge. Get everyone to the bridge.
1. What bridge? I'm
So
not
many
from here.
people are
2.
in a panic.
There is no
The
one else
psychic
here, you
noise is
blind
deafening.
tit. Bloody hell, you can't get a fucking minute's peace.
Hey!
What? You want to stand around and talk now?
Not really, but we're going to do it anyway.
Climb. You can do it.
If this looks like it feels bad, that's because it does.
I need your help. I have a lot of scared mutants here.
There's a whole
Sirs,
community of mutants
10 minutes.
here. I
Good
never
sign.
realized.
I've been looking forward to seeing your work firsthand.
Sure, just wheel them all out. Line up the cast. It'll be faster.
You're holding up pretty well.
Yeah, the
We
game
shouldn't
is
stay
pretty
here too
linear.
long.
What the hell is this? What the hell are these?
Purifiers are taking the mutants alive.
Don't worry. The X-Men will take care of you. See how Novarum
What the hell is that? Ah, bloody hell. Mission?
We have to do this.
Have to do
There
what?
are lives at stake.
No one said anything.
That's what I like to hear.
So why would I help
Clear me some
Pyro?
space and you'll
It's
see what I
Pyro.
can do.
Nightcrawler needs some backup. I can't make it to where you are in time.
I don't know how much help I can be, but I'll try.
Just do what you can.
They're just over here.
Your tail. Are you some kind of Akuma? Devil?
Ah, I see that the writers have just remembered that our character is Japanese.
What do you think we should do?
We need to blow that roof so they can't land a copter. Pyro's on his way, but it would be nice to give his flame powers something to work with.
He's 15
Like
feet
what?
behind me. Help now. Wait, Pyro? I respect the effort, but dressing up as Mystique ain't changing my mind.
Nightcrawler is trying to get as many out as he can. Keep them busy.
I'll try.
I can get them all out into the alleyway behind the building. I need someone to keep the purifiers from entering the alley.
Good job on the audio, lads. Good job. Back in here.
Not attacks, but there's no other way.
Oh, now you can pamp more than one. Why are we even fighting these guys anyway? They knocked himself off. He's not doing anything. He's not doing anything. It's not fighting. Is there something you're not telling me? No, I don't want to hit him. God, I'm a bastard. Oh, this just keeps going, huh?
Good work. It's hard to believe you only just came into your powers.
Now that we're done with not police brutality, where? Oh.
We've located some of the mutants taken by the purifiers. Forge is trying
And
to
he's
break
away.
them loose.
When the genre of action RPG is attached to an X-Men game, you may ponder as to what form it'll take. Yes, it will undoubtedly feature an experience system, but what of the more moment-to-moment or overall structure? An open world, hub areas, perhaps a blend of hubs and linear sections, conversations with NPCs, vendors. Oh, perhaps we'll spend time in the school and develop our powers through classes, or you may just think it'll be Ultimate Alliance with a different camera angle. The answer to this question is as old as time, if time was as old as the PlayStation 2 brawler. Specifically, a basic, boring, crap one. The opening hour is the game at its most dynamic. Fights leading into new characters and to vacuous conversations, where nothing is ever really said, and where the player character's wealth of knowledge is simultaneously resplendent and barren, depending on when they decide to open their mouth. Where missions are vaguely presented towards you with all the pizzazz of a shrug and a here, I guess. You then proceed to continue down a straight line, complete your mission, which was to fight a needlessly big group of enemies, which, coincidentally, matches up to everything else you do. Do this once, twice, maybe more, and mission complete. Celebrated with all the pomp and circumstance of the mission's acceptance. Move forward, conversation, fight, so on, and indeed, I can't emphasize this enough, so forth. The main difference between the first level and the rest is that the character interactions are fewer and further between. And yes, there are indeed optional encounters, but they are just that. More encounters, more of what you have been doing, with as much sense of variety and pacing as the rest of the game. Sure, they try to dress up the unending mundanity with a protection motif, but it feels like a desperate ploy to try and fool you into thinking something is different. If someone were to randomly hold up a paper windmill next to you as you played, it would accomplish just as much. It doesn't improve your time, it doesn't hurt it, you'll occasionally acknowledge it, and then get back to it. Oh, look at it spin. You're free! Yes! Run away! Run! You're free! And lacking a sense of direction.
Keep them off me!
We are not even an hour into this game, and the sight of insert number enemies remaining is already deflating.
Have you hacked into purifier equipment before?
Many times. This was different. More sophisticated than I've ever seen.
They opted for the frilly wires this time.
Are you a mutant? Like me?
Yes, I am. My powers relate to machines. I sort of have a feel for them, for what they can do. If you can think it up, odds are I can make it for you.
Being a nerd with an imagination is not a mutant power.
Is there anything else I can do to help?
Frankly, yes. The detonation signal for that bomb was sent from a long way off, but it was routed locally. Somewhere up over our heads, there's a router or signal tower of some kind. If you can find it and shut it down, we won't have to worry about any other bombs or devices responding to that signal.
I'm on my way.
Good luck.
A person that just arrived in the country, doesn't know the area, just got their powers, just started fighting, and generally has no experience with anything that is currently happening with her life. Go and take care of this matter that lives literally depend upon. My name's Forge. I'm a fucking nerd. Oh, I do love Hong Kong restaurant. It's my favorite United States of America culinary business. Wait, you put fucking bandanas in the machines to say you are a big fucking lame nerd is what you are. This is the only bit of visual flair that this game has, and by God, they're going to use it.
Hey you, what are you doing up here?
Stand down.
Why are you not sending your men after the purifiers?
There are elements on both sides who are pushing us towards chaos. Only a neutral party can salvage this and find a way to peace.
Totally not the villain.
You are mutant, but I do not know you.
Nobody does. I only just arrived.
She assimilated very quickly. Must be another power. She's rogue, but with accents.
Forgive me.
Okay.
Look after your own. And understand this. I want your so-called peacekeepers out of this area. As of now, it belongs to Homo sapiens superior. To mutants.
You leave me no choice. I will have you arrested for terrorism.
I cordially invite you to try.
What the hell was that? Why did they put his name there? Because every time he uses his powers for peace, it sounds Magneto! Why aren't you? He didn't take
The
them!
MRD certainly isn't
Why are
doing
you
much in
walking
the way
away?
of peacekeeping.
Oh no, the guns are dirty now! Oh, dirty guns! Oh, are you serious? Alright, what did I get? I'm sorry? Great, I look like I'm perpetually farting. Hey there, what's your mutant power? IBS.
Konnichiwa.
I love these quick reminders that we're Japanese.
Whose powers showed during the attack on the rally.
Okay, she is just. Oh, you're just all right. She's just appeared. All right, fantastic stuff. You're just going to stand there too, or you're just going to stand there too. And we're not going to acknowledge it. That's fine. Sorry, Cyclops. What were you saying?
How can I help?
Walk forward, mash square. Maybe press triangle.
I don't understand you.
You have to heat a knife to make it cut.
No, you don't.
At that knife.
I could swear I've seen you in pictures all friendly with the X-Men.
Yeah, I may have dabbled with Xavier's crew in the past, but look where that got Xavier.
So you're saying it's your fault that he's dead? I don't think Quicksilver is very bright.
The purifiers have been abducting mutants.
Oh, I can run. It's not working. I'm pressing. It's not working.
Being a mutant? Yeah, I love it. Don't you?
Well, so far, it's amounted to endless, uncountable fights through grey boxes and corridors interspersed with fleeting meetings with random assortment of pillows having conversations of little to no substance, and I've got, apparently, ABS. So, to answer your question, I can't say it's been an entirely positive experience. Magneto! Yep, no one pay heed to the floating bridge segment. 58? Are you fucking serious? Chug, 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 your friends chuckly on the screen. Faster than slow, and now as pleasant as it seems. Alright, there's a collectible in the dumpster. Place your bets on who it is. Let's look at who we have already. We have Quicksilver, Nightcrawler, Emma Frost, and the Purifiers. Here we go. Oh. Huh. I mean, I don't think I need to say anything. Now that is a strong goddamn bridge. Wait, where's it going to? There's nothing else here.
Well, if it isn't.
Oh, are we finally acknowledging the floating half bridge? What is this really the time for this? So we can have diddlers or the cool sounding one. Gee, I wonder. Why is it not accepting? I am pressing R2 and square repeatedly. Does X-Men not like the DualShock 4? Hold on. No fucking problem in the other game. Oh, X-Men Destiny. Oh, it's a good thing I still have a fucking DualShock 3 lying around. Where are you? Here. Somewhere. There you are. God, you're dusty. Alright, moment of truth. Hooray! The fuck was that? What? You piss off! Trying to fucking read here. So what's the hell's the range in this thing anyway?
Give it up.
Not very far, but at least I can do it. What a slow, plodding, monotonous fight.
You can't hurt me.
Points for consistency. It's about packing time. Something that I needed to remind myself when playing X-Men Destiny was that I was playing an action RPG. Emphasis on the RPG. Now you may say, but Arebuckle, experience points, power leveling, that thing. Yes, it is indeed true that the game has the bare minimum to be considered an RPG, to some capacity. But playing it in present year, that doesn't amount to much. These systems are so ubiquitous across many games of many genres, the majority of which you would not even begin to stick the RPG label upon. And as I try to cast my mind back to 2011, I don't believe things were that much different. So outside of experience and leveling, what is there? Nothing. There are conversations, but those amount to the lightest of lore and or plot relevance. Outside of the very quick origin story, there are no conversational means to truly define your character on a personal level, or build trust to form allies, foes, or anything of note on a per character basis. There's an allegiance meter where you can lean towards either the X-Men or the Brotherhood. Does the meter amount to much? Not really. It just means that you can't accept missions from the other faction. It doesn't result in encounters, or as the running theme in this game, neither really anything of note. You may also point towards the ability to choose between the powers that you've acquired over time as some kind of RPG system. But is it? Yeah, my character may have a different selection of mutations than yours, but it doesn't matter. Our numbers may be slightly higher or lower in some places, our combat visuals may differ, we may have some weird buff or debuffs, but at the end of the day, it's all superficial. Hell, the way those powers are presented to you should be a tip-off. Do you gain them through defeating certain mutants in a rogue/Mega Man like style? Do you learn to manipulate your mutations in a different fashion through inspiration? Nah, I just picked it up off the street. Woo. When it all comes down to it, be it your character as a person or as a combatant, there are no roles to play in this game. How is there still power, and how are these trams still tramming? Surely these lines with a snap, they would... Stuff!
Oh, there's a face that doesn't fit. Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm looking for Gambit.
Oh, that's so. Well, I bet he ain't looking
Is
for
this
you.
a just use
He'll
your
wanna
words
see me.
scenario?
Sure he will.
21, oh God. I feel like I already know all there is to know about X-Men Destiny. It's only been an hour. Oh God. It's another Yaiba. Really? I can't take this down. The most blatant propaganda we have seen, and I can't take it down. Oh, it's because it's not an abstract symbol, is it? It's free speech, not free symbolism. Lads,
Gambit's in a hurry for
I'm over
this.
here.
Keep an eye
I
out.
just fought 20 of you.
Hiding all over the place.
Oh, that was not a good landing. I just properly noticed that the courier has a health bar. Oh, God damn it. To my surprise and partial relief, this isn't hard, interesting, and or challenging. It's just never-ending boredom. X-Men Destiny. Last one. Oh, he's gonna take him. Go, North Star. I believe in you. head on there. When the moon hits your eye, cuts like a for oh my, that's a bad move. Oh wait, sorry, got distracted. Magneto! Oh no! Similar circumstances.
That package. It's meant for Gambit, isn't it?
What's it to you?
I can take it.
And who are you?
You don't need to know.
That is not what that said.
Yeah, well, whatever. You can mind your own business. You'll live longer.
If Gambit needs that package in a hurry...
Okay. He stood up to those rats, and I'm sure not going anywhere. Take it.
Toad? Why has everyone moved over here?
You've caused quite a stir. We have a shameful neighborhood watch program in these parts. Everyone's on edge around here. You might be harmless, but these days, most people don't want to take chances. What was that mess down at the market?
The purifiers were trying to get this. I got rid of them.
You got rid of them? I doubt that. No telling what you brought to my door.
I tell you, I'm on your side. Mutants are in trouble.
What side would that be? Maybe the coin's still in the air.
It's amazing that something that's this easy and going by so fast still feels like a slog. Wait for it, wait for it. Hey! He made it.
I brought you the package. I didn't let the purifiers get it.
Why didn't you just say so? What was that mess down at the market?
The purifiers were trying to get this. I got rid of them.
I genuinely can't tell if this is bad writing or if these two cutscenes are operating on different versions of the script. With this being an RPG, writing and story should probably be an essential factor to get right. You can probably see where this is going. The story of X-Men Destiny is... how to phrase it? It's a yarn spun in possibly one of the most apathetic ways that I have seen, where lore is just... there. Relayed in the plainest of dialogue with no deal of importance nor opinion from the teller's perspective. Outside of the most basic group identity anyway. The X-Men want everyone to get together and hug it out. The Brotherhood want everyone to get together and hug it out. In a juggernaut way. Plot points just happen, in a manner that feels more out of necessity than craft. Not to sound condescending, but typically when constructing a plot, you tend to have a minimum of 2 key points. Setup and payoff. In X-Men Destiny, setup was merely a suggestion half the time. At least that's how it feels. And when we reach the payoff, it's shown off with all the energy, care and grandiosity as any other piece of narrative. Just limply put on display for you to acknowledge it and get back to the unending misery of the combat.
First things first. Let's see what you brought me. Hello. Worse than I thought.
What is that?
Stolen goods.
Aw, can't be. Oh, goody! More sewers! A challenge, you say? Of course. I don't want to play anymore. Oh, Gambit! Hey! Well, someone didn't get the memo. Poison? Or make a move that I don't use better. I woke my arse up for this.
Did you find out the location?
Seems they've been using an old part tunnel.
Feckin'
My way out.
more goddamn tunnels.
Yourself down there.
And through the power of who gives a shit, we have somehow ended up at the facility. Oh, people! I have the perfect disguise. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a Cyclops costume to complete the image, but you know, we can hope for the best.
Over there!
Curses!
Who are you? Who else came?
No one. It's just me.
You must be joking. Do you know what you're up against?
Very well acquainted. Too well, some would say. And by some, I mean me.
Can't use our powers.
Not the dread of a blue balls. Thanks, James, make you say. Is that Colossus? He's all pink. How can a man wearing the sleeveless jumpsuit look so naked?
I hate this place.
Ah,
it's like something out of a horror
I see
movie.
you, man. Stop slamming the floor! Damn you, man! Here he comes, ready to clean my face good and proper. No acne for me. I love that anytime you have, new enemy, it is immediately undercut by their uselessness. Oh, what now? Oh. Let's attack a mobile. Oh, that was easy. Huh? Oh! It's conked, you dumb shits. Why are you cheering? Unless... Friends? Friends! Accursed fart mist. I didn't know there was a blue raspberry version.
This is a very creepy place. They're doing tests on mutants.
Hey, prisoner, do you know that you're in a prison? Mad, isn't it?
Harder to synthesize than others. There's a server room down the corridor. I'm hoping I can access data that might shed some light on what's going on here.
Slowly but surely, I shall be the sole owner of the
Let's do
X-Men.
this. Sweet.
Up yours, Disney.
That while I access the server.
Oh.
I've got the data. We can move on.
And why are we here now? Who cares?
This isn't going to shut down the cell block.
What the fuck is this music? Why are we knock off GoldenEye? You want a climbing section with Taman? With these large layered controls? It's okay. It does no damage and only works half the time. We're grand. Comedy! It's the same fucking fight! We are really just copy-pasting shit now. It's still barely functional. Comedy! Again!
Weaklings and simpletons. Magneto shouldn't have allowed himself to be influenced by Cyclops. He should have declared war on the humans from the start. An eye for an eye.
How can you say that?
Every atrocity they commit against us, it's our right and our duty to give it back to them.
Boop!
You gonna go with them, or you gonna come with me?
Hey, no brotherhood for me. I've got an acquisition in progress. Boom! Those toilets ain't public anymore. But right side up.
There you are. Wherever you are, it's heavily shielded even against telepathy. It's really quite aggravating.
What the fuck? So, that was X-Men Destiny. Is it worth remembering? What do you think? I'm not going to give you a chance. No, it's not. No, not in the slightest. An alleged RPG with just over 5 miserable hours of running around smashing buttons against uninteresting, unchanging, soul-sappingly sized groups of enemies. Near non-existent character development and narrative, a narrative that is delivered through pure apathy, a half-baked elite system, and underutilized established characters that serve only to remind you that you are supposedly playing an X-Men game. X-Men Destiny is not an RPG. It's a derivative, boring, dreary, uninspired, now brain-dead, repetitive slog of a glorified bargain bin PlayStation 2 brawler. Given the history of Silicon Knights, you may be wondering the how and why. From a brief bout of scrounging, I came across a Kotaku article from 2012. There is far too much to say, even if half of these accounts are true, so I shall include a link in the audio description. A reductive summary. Bad management from both publisher and developer. Lack of oversight from the publisher. A development team ground to dust from not getting the help they so desperately needed. And a development studio headed by a deluded, egotistical, self-obsessed wanker. So, what of Silicon Knights post X-Men? Well, the fact that I'm highlighting this at all should probably tip you off. X-Men Destiny was Silicon Knights' final game. To close out, a perfect summation of X-Men Destiny from the article. In August 2010, Activision sent us a list of issues they had with the game. According to a source, this list requested Silicon Knights' plans to complete the game and how they would, in the source's words, attempt to make it fun at all. And with that, I shall be on my merry way. Whoever you are and wherever you may be, may you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, or indeed, night. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. I take this time to remind myself that the motto of this channel is passion and ambition with neither skill nor budget. In particular, we're going to be highlighting the ambition and the lack of skill. Skill in this case also just incorporating talent, so maybe that's a given, I don't know. God, this is going to be rough. Sense to the, diddle senses thanks to her. Could you smell? No, you can't. Sense of taste, along with that. Careful, there was sense to the. Cast your eyes to the ground, cock your ears up with the sound. Hold the strike, let's go do. Poke by spiky do. Chin off trust the sense to the. During days, malaise, distant lies, bring a sigh. In a lazy green haze, you're blind, just blind. Sense to the, not from around here, sense to the. Ranges from old Japan, speaks of pure American. This is stretching on for far too long. Don't just mean the song. So sense to the. Here's the thing, as bad as this is, I'm not going to take any fucking shit for it. Whenever the source that I'm working with has the greatest line of, is he strong? Listen bud, he's got radioactive blood. It's like, what the fuck does that even mean? Are you saying it's just, of course he's strong, he's got radioactive blood, how could he not be strong? Or are you saying it's just, is it, how could he be strong? The man's a fucking walking cancer beast, of course he's not going to fucking be fucking stupid strong. Fucking terrible writing.